Hi everyone, I'm Janneke and welcome to my channel, Books and Stitches, wherein I sometimes talk about books, but mainly about cross stitch. This, however, is another book video. I'm trying to make more book-centric videos to encourage myself to read more. So this video in particular will be my Everbloom Semester 2 TBR. A few buts about that, I guess, as well as an explanation of Evermore. Let me do Everbloom. Let me do that first. Everbloom Academy is a readathon hosted by Meg Reads. It has two main chapters, I guess, a year. One in, I believe, September and one in February. As you can tell, this is not February anymore. The last couple of months, I've not been reading. I've not been watching BookTube. I've just kind of been absent from a lot of things. So I am kind of cheating in doing the readathon now. I know officially you have to do it during the months the readathon happens. However, because of my health and stuff, I am very loose with readathon rules. I'm not entering for any prizes or anything. This is just for me. So I will do the readathon now instead of in February. And it will take however long it takes. But I am hoping to be able to participate going forwards when it actually happens, but that just depends on how I'm doing. So yeah, so I did semester 1 last year. So basically I will link the explanation video below from the original creator, Meg Reads. But the idea of Everbloom Academy is that you go to a magical school and you're just a student there. There are different departments you can join. And for semester 1, for year 1, there were 5 core classes you had to follow. You had to do one course that was dependent on which department you chose, as well as one elective. I wasn't sure which department I wanted to choose in semester 1, so there are 3 different departments. There is supernatural investigations, half-truths and full cover-ups, and another one I can't remember the name of because it was not one I was doubting between. So in semester 1, I read the department for both supernatural investigations and half-truths and full cover-ups. However, going forwards, I've decided I will join the department of supernatural investigations. I think that fits best with my general reading style. Meg described that as more like mystery thriller books, as well like adventure traveling, while half-truths and full cover-ups are more like dark magic type books. So I just think supernatural investigations fits my reading best of the 3 departments, so that is what I'm going with going forwards. So for semester 2, there are again 5 core classes. This time you have to read 2 books specific to your department, as well as at least one elective. So I will go through the courses and tell you what book I am planning on reading for it. So the first course you have to do is Arcane Ethics 201. It continues on from semester 1. And for this, you have to read a book with significant character growth. Mac described this as a very broad category, since most books have at least some character growth in it. So I wanted to match this up with my general reading goals for the year for my own book bingo. And one of my goals is to read 2 library books. So for this, I've decided to read a library book. I have not yet been to the library since I decided this, so I don't actually know what book will fill this prompt. But like Max said, most books have some character growth in it and will count. So my plan is to go to the library. I volunteer at the library, so I go there once a week anyway. And to just look at the books and pick one up that seems interesting and read that for this prompt. So that one is a mystery still, but that is what I will read for that. Then for the second course, you take Geography of Everbloom 201, again following last semesters. For this, you have to read a book set in a different country or written by a foreign author. I am Dutch, and I read mainly English language books. So honestly, like 99% of the books I read would count for this category. Most are set in either the US or England and written by authors from those countries. However, I also really want to finish a series this year, and the series I have been really close to finishing for a long time is the Land of Stories series. I only have to read the last book to complete the main series. So I will attempt to read Worlds Collide from Chris Colfer, which is the 6th book in the Land of Stories series. I will post a picture to show you what it looks like because I don't have my books on me right now. But The Land of Stories is a series that takes place partially in a fairy tale land with everyone you know from fairy tales, and partially in the real world. And in the 6 books, Worlds Collide, it takes place in both of those worlds. The fairy tale land is obviously not my country. It's not a real country even, but the real life land is also the United States. So a different country. Chris Colfer is American, foreign author. So that is what I will try to read for that. Then for the next course, History of Magic 201, you have to read a book with one of the 5 popular types of magic. For example, elemental. The others were listed. I haven't written them down. For this, I am planning on reading a book I can't tell you much about. A friend of mine wrote a book that she is hoping will get published one day. Fingers crossed it will. I have no idea. It's still in the very early stages, but she wrote it and she asked me if I wanted to read it, and obviously I did. I'm very excited for it. So I'm currently reading that book, and it has magic in it, elemental magic. So it counts for this, but I am not sharing anything else about it because it's not out or anything. She's not in contact with publishers at the moment. So not gonna share anything that I haven't gotten the okay to share, basically. So it's just something she has written that is not currently with any publishers or agents or whatsoever. So you can't read it anyway. So I'm not going to share anything more about that, but it does have magic in it. So it counts for this prompt. And yeah, that's the book I will read for that. Then the next course is Ancient Languages 201. For that, you have to read an underhyped book. So a book with less than 1,000 reviews on your review site. So Goodreads, Storygraph, whichever you use. Or a book that was published pre-2020. I definitely said a 20 too many there. Pre-2020. For this, I have chosen to read the book Vrouwen met Autisme. It translates to Women with Autism. I have had this book for ages. I have been trying to read it for ages. I just cannot get through it quickly, but I am pretty close to finishing it, I would say. I think I have like 3 or 4 more people's like stories to read. It is an anthology of like 13 different women who answer questions and tell how they live their life with autism. I'm autistic, so I bought this book when I got the diagnosis, which was many years ago now, but I would really like to finish that book. But it is a Dutch book that is not like very popular, so it has less than 1,000 reviews, and it was also published far before 2020, since I bought it when I got diagnosed, which was like, I think 2015-ish. So it counts for both of those prompts. So that is what I will try to read for that. But like I said, I've been trying to read that book for ages. It is a good book. It's really helpful to read. It's just a lot, and it's a lot of the same, and it's a lot of stuff that I need to be like able to concentrate on. It just takes more out of me than a fiction book. So yeah, that is what I will attempt to read for that. Again, I will post a picture. Well, you will have seen a picture already. Then the next course is Magic Botany 201, for which you have to read a book with earthy tones. For this, I've decided to read Murder by Narwhal. It is a middle grade mystery that I bought last year in London, and it just looks so cute and funny. And it has like these reds that are like kind of earthy and like green, some sky, I think. I don't remember completely what it looks like, but I think it had some like earthy elements, so I'm counting that. And I just wanted a fun, easy middle grade on this list, so I picked that one. It looks like it will be funny. So for the next one, for the department-specific courses, I will only mention the ones for the Department of Supernatural Investigation, since that's what I'm going for. The first course you have to do is Mapping the Megaverse, for which you have to read either a sequel or a companion novel to a series you've already started. And for that, I will read The Hawthorne Legacy, which is the sequel to The Inheritance Games. The Inheritance Games is about a girl who is just a regular girl who suddenly inherits a lot of money. And basically, she, as well as the relatives of the rich guy who died and left all her money to the stranger, are trying to figure out why she got all that money. That's what happens in the first book. But I read the first book in November and I would like to continue with the series. So I bought the second book in January and I would like to actually read it. So that is the goal for that course. So I don't know how it will continue, but yeah, that is the premise of the first book. And you haven't really gotten an answer yet to make the most questions. So I'm assuming we will find out more and more as the series goes on. Then for the second course you have to take for the Department of Supernatural Investigations, you have to take Temporal Magic, the Fabric of Time in Magic Realms. And for that you have to read a book that is set in a different time, so either something historical or futuristic. For that, I would like to read You're the Problem, It's You by Emma R. Elben, I believe her name is. This is a Regency era novel, I believe, or at least something around there. I don't know like the differences between Regency and Victorian or things like that, but it is set around that time. And it is a queer romance novel. It is the second book in the series, Mischief in Matchmaking. I read the first one, which was a sapphic love story, last year, and I would like to continue it. So this second one is a gay love story, so male-male instead of female-female, but it is like relatives of the main characters in the first book. So yeah, I would really just like to continue that series. The first one was a lot of fun and really cute, so I'm hoping the second one will be as well. And then for the last one, you have to take an elective. There are 5 options. I've decided to go with Creating Illusions 102, for which you just have to listen to an audiobook. So you have to read a book only through audiobook. And I'm currently listening to Assistant to the Villain on audiobook. I would like to finish that one and count that for this prompt. I do have a physical copy, but I've so far only listened to it on audiobook. I'm not planning on reading it physically. So I will count that for that one. And that is my TBR. You are technically allowed to double up, but since I'm not doing it within the month set, I really like not doubling up at all. So I have 8 different books on this list that I will attempt to read, and I will update you when and as I do. So right now I am in the middle of 2 of the books on this list, technically 3 of the books on this list, but I'm excited for all of them. So 7 books that I know I'm going to read and 1 mystery from the library. If you've also joined this readathon, how are you enjoying it? I know I'm late to the party, but it seems like a lot of fun to me. So if you've read it, please share with me like how you're enjoying it, which department you chose, which books you read for prompts. I would be so interested to hear about all of that. I know there's a summer camp in the summer for this readathon as well. I'm excited to join in on that as it's going on. I'm really hoping I'll be able to join just like as it is happening instead of afterwards that time around, but we shall see. And yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will try and post more regular booktube videos. My goal is to get at least one of them out every month, but I would like to do multiple, so we shall see. For now, this is going to be it, and I am going to get to actually reading these books. Yeah, thank you for watching.